One of the greatest struggles in life is the habit of comparing ourselves with others. We often think, why is she so successful while I'm not? But what we fail to realize is this: her journey and mine are not the same. Think about it. If a fish spends its whole life wishing to fly like a bird, it will always feel inadequate, even though it has the power to swim across the entire ocean. Today, with social media in front of us every day, this problem has only become worse. We scroll, we watch, and we compare. We see someone else's highlight reel and immediately start believing our own life is small and unworthy. In that moment, we forget the gifts we already have, and slowly, this mindset drags people towards sadness, emptiness, and hopelessness. Today's story is for anyone who has ever whispered to themselves, "I'll never be as good as them." Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you may see your own life in a way you never have before. There was once a small town, surrounded by green fields and a river that sparkled under the sunlight. In that town lived a boy named Aaron. Aaron was thoughtful, kind, and hardworking. But inside him lived a silent burden. He constantly compared himself to others. When his friend Peter came first in class, Aaron thought, if only I had his intelligence. When his neighbor Samuel built a big house, Aaron sighed, I wish I had that kind of money. Even when he saw someone sing beautifully, he would whisper, why wasn't I given that gift? Day after day, these thoughts chained him down. He stopped enjoying the games he once loved. Food no longer tasted sweet. Even the morning sunshine, which once filled him with joy, now felt like nothing. The more he compared, the less he valued himself. One evening, as the town gathered in the marketplace, an old traveler arrived. His name was Sean. He was known for his wisdom, and wherever he went, people gathered around him. Aaron, restless and desperate, went to him. Master, he said, I work hard, but no matter how much I do, when I see others doing better, I feel like a failure. I don't know how to stop feeling this way. The old man looked into Aaron's eyes and listened in silence. After a long pause, he said softly, Tomorrow morning meet me at the riverbank. There you will find your answer. Aaron was confused, but he agreed. The next morning, Aaron arrived. Zen Master was already waiting, leaning on his walking stick. He smiled and said, Look around you. Tell me what you see. Aaron glanced at the forest nearby. I see trees, some tall, some short, some heavy with fruit, some bare. The old man nodded. And what if the mango tree wished it were as tall as the pine? Or if the pine cried because it couldn't bear sweet fruit? Aaron laughed a little. That would sound ridiculous. Exactly, said the Zen Master. And yet, that is how you live your life, comparing yourself with others, as if your value depends on their gifts. Aaron felt a lump in his throat. He stayed quiet. The old man continued, Tell me, how does the whole forest look to you? Aaron gazed at the trees, their variety, their differences, some bending with fruit, others standing tall and unyielding, some flowering, others shading the earth. It looks peaceful, Aaron said at last. Beautiful. Correct, said Zen Master. Each tree has its place, its strength, its role. Together they create harmony. Human beings are no different. The old man then guided Aaron toward the flowing river. Look at the water, he said. Fish darted across the current, shimmering in the sunlight, and above them a bird soared high in the sky. Now imagine if the fish wished to fly like the bird, Elder Sean said. Would that make sense? Aaron shook his head. Of course not. Fish are meant to swim, birds are meant to fly. Then why, the old man said gently, do you wish to live someone else's life? Why do you measure yourself with their gifts instead of discovering your own? Aaron felt something shift inside him. It was as if a window had opened in his mind. For the first time, he realized how much of his life he had wasted by measuring himself against others. That night, Aaron lay awake. He thought of all the times he had felt small, useless, unworthy, only because he was comparing. He remembered the joy of running as a child, the laughter he once had with his friends, the dreams he once carried. And he realized that comparison had stolen all of it. He whispered to himself, I don't want to live like this anymore. I want to walk my own path. From the next morning, Aaron began to change. When Peter scored high, Aaron no longer sighed. Instead, he said, "Good for him. My journey is different." When Samuel bought new clothes, Aaron smiled and said, "I'm grateful for what I already have." When someone sang beautifully, Aaron still admired them, but no longer felt less. Slowly, he began to notice his own strengths. He was good at drawing. He was patient with animals. He was kind to children. These gifts, which had always been with him, suddenly felt bright again, and with each day his happiness returned. Friend, if you're listening to this right now, ask yourself honestly, how much of your life has been spent comparing? How many moments of peace have you lost because you measured your journey against someone else's? You don't have to live like that anymore. Your path is yours alone. If these words speak to you, pause for a moment. Share this story with someone who also needs to hear it. Because comparison is not just your struggle. It is a chain that weighs down millions. Together we can remind each other. Life is not about being better than others. It is about becoming the best version of ourselves. The truth is, comparison has always existed. But in today's world, with social media in our pockets, it has become louder than ever. Every scroll shows us someone richer, happier, prettier, more successful. But what we often forget is this: we are not looking at their real life. We are looking at their highlights. And when we compare our daily struggles to someone else's highlight reel, we will always feel small. But small compared to who? To what? You are not meant to live their story. You are meant to live yours. Years passed. Aaron grew into a man. He worked with his talents, built a life with patience, and followed his own rhythm. Eventually, he became known not for being the smartest, or the richest, or the fastest, but for being genuine, for being someone who lived with peace. People admired him, not because he had everything, but because he was content with who he was. One day, a young man asked him, "Aaron, how did you become so wise? How did you find peace?" Aaron smiled and replied, "Never compare yourself to others. A fish that tries to fly will always feel like a failure. But if it swims, it can master the whole ocean. A bird that envies the lion's strength will never appreciate the freedom of its wings." Remember, the sun and the moon never shine together, yet both light the world in their own time. Find your light. Let it shine. So, my friend, as you finish this story, take this with you. Comparison is a thief. It steals joy, peace, and self-worth. But you don't have to let it rule you. Look at your own life. Notice your own gifts. Nurture your own path. Because real success is not being better than others. It is living in alignment with who you truly are. And when you do that, you'll see, life is not a competition. It is a garden. Each flower blooms in its own season, and together they make the world beautiful. If this story touched you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who feels lost in comparison, and remind them, your journey is yours alone. Own it. Walk it with confidence, and remember, what you have within you is already enough.